You'd be funny is like raping someone in jail and they're like crying. They're like, please stop. And you're like, but I want you to come. I want you to come first.
A rapist who lovingly sucks your dick and then just pounds you.
Well, that's what I would do. Because I often think about how I would rape another man in prison.
Yeah, sure.
And
Sure.
no, you make, first of all, you corner somebody and then you make them finger your ass. Finger my ass, and then they'll reluctantly do it because they don't feel like they're being exploited, really.
Yeah.
But then you make them suck their fingers afterwards.
Oh.
Yeah, and
You
that's
really
how it
flip it on
starts.
'em.
And then they get
Because you got to wear away at people. You got to break them
hepatitis.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they got to suck your shit off their fingers.
Oh, so you have a full on
right,
shitty asshole.
and then you make them kiss your chest and neck.
keep going.
Yeah,
Keep going. And then you
because
make
they've already now they're demoralized, but they don't realize it happened.
Yeah.
And then 20, 30 minutes later, they're fucking drunk off toilet fumes, being railed out by me and a couple of my homies. Me and my fellas just talking about the big game and raping some young man who stole a car. He thought it'd be fun to go joyriding with him and his pals. Well, guess what? Your pals got off easy, but you're in the clink now.
That's right.
You got
brother.
new pals.
With me.
We're taking
you and your homie.
We're
Me and
treating
my
your
homies.
asshole like that Nissan Xterra and taking it for a little spin.
It'd be great if I joined like a prison gang. They're like, all right, well, you're not very intimidating. I'm like, look, I will rape anybody. I guarantee you I'll be the most feared rapist in this prison. No hesitation. I will fucking turn out anybody. And they're like, well, we do need one of those.
We do need a
We do need an enforcer.
Why don't they like arrest rapists in jail?
I know. I would
seems
try
like-
to
'cause-
snitch.
And send them where? To jail?
Yeah.
The more jail?
Give
no,
him
like
more
the
jail.
hole, right?
Give him more jail. If you
Nah.
rape.
Well, it's mostly the mindset is like, these people already fuck. I mean, we still have the death penalty in most
Yeah.
places.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, look, that's
You're
bad
saying
too.
rape's worse than death?
No, but it's bad.
Well,
and
don't
we
they
should
like?
stop it
Don't the
also.
gangs pay off the guards to like watch to keep a lookout while they?
I think the gangs. How you get to rape is you have to suck the guards off.
Yeah.
So if the guards come, then you
So
get
the guards
every time you make a
who
guard
are not
come,
in jail.
You get one. You get yes,
You
exactly.
could just go home.
Yep, it's about power.
And have sex with
it's
a
about
woman.
power, Adam. This is why you would not be good in jail.
I wouldn't last.
You don't understand the
day one.
dynamics.
Yeah.
I would immediately start sucking off all the guards, and that way I've banked times to come. So if you suck a guard off,
would just get
that's one time you're allowed to come via rape.
It's always funny when there's a prison riot and they're like, they took one of the guards hostage, and it's like, oh, yeah, don't get that man back.
yeah.
He's done.
He's broken forever. They're not. You don't want to let that man survive whatever's happening.
And then back into a prison. like
yeah. No, you don't
that
want
guy.
to try and unravel what the damage done to that psyche.
Damn, dude. And if you're those prisoners, that's got to be a
He's being
joyous.
sodomized with a knife.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
It's not even it's not even the rape that's getting to you at that point. They've gotten so many other levels.
Yeah,
that
right.
you're just what the fuck.
Every
is even
time you
going
close
on?
your eyes, you see.
They're
it.
eating part of his ass like a steak. Probably they're cutting it off and eating it in front of him.
Oh my god!
You know,
It's disgusting.
sizzling it up with some ramen
Yeah.
noodles.
See, that's me. I'm.
Me and
going
my
to one
friend,
of
we
those.
used to. There was this guy we didn't like, and we used to laugh about him being raped in prison all the time. We do all these fantasies about him being raped in prison, and it was the guy that booked local shows.
Oh yes, I think I might have an inkling.
Yeah. He has a mustache,
Yeah.
big fat guy.
Yeah.
So we
I
do jokes
wonder.
all the time about him, and we had this one scenario because we would just get high and
Yeah, of course.
laugh about him getting.
You would get high and think about a man getting raped in jail.
That's a fun game.
That's a bit.
No, 'cause
I'm
it's-
with you. It is
It started.
funny.
You know where it started is it started with we went and saw Saw, one of the Saw movies, and we were laughing about him being like sawed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then it was like, what if they run out of Saw ideas, so it's just people being raped in prison? And then the Jigsaw is just like, yeah, sweet,
Nice.
watching people.
Suck my little mannequin nuts.
Yeah, why didn't suck off the doll? Take him off the bicycle and suck his dick.
Suck his little white and red penis.
Yeah. But yeah, no.
You think he comes peppermints?
We were laughing about,
course.
because guy's got that big fat neck, and somebody's sticking their dick down his throat and then just using his neck to jack off. And then and him being like, "Oh boy, let me go, please, fellas." See, it's fun.
It is really fun.
It is fun.
First of all, you wouldn't even have to put it down his mouth.
Yeah.
You could fuck his neck fold.
You
Yeah,
could
you
fuck
could
his
just-
neck fold.
Yeah.
Make a little pussy out of it.
Then yeah.
Yeah.
Then we were laughing about like them just using him as like a bulletin board. Like he's never allowed to wear clothes. His teeth are all bashed out. He just has to crawl around on all fours. If he's caught using legs to walk like a human, they just beat the shit out of him. So he has to crawl around like a fuck pig all the
Nice.
time. And then they're just they're using a tattoo gun to like leave notes for each other.
Yeah,
And
on
like,
his body.
on his body.
On his
They just-
nude body.
They just use it like a dry erase board with permanent tattoos. And be like, hey, let me know about that basketball game next week or something. And then like just there's like so one guy gets drunk off like toilet wine or whatever and like drunkenly writes over somebody's tag, like a guy that passed away, and then they're all like scolding him for how disrespectful he's being.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we got to punish you for doing this. I mean, that man's like tag is dead, so they all rape him in front of. They rape the fuck pig in front of him, and they're like, and you're not getting any
you
of
don't
this
get
pussy.
the fuck. Yeah. It's all for us.
yeah. After covering up the guys.
He's just like pouting.
Yeah.
arms
He's like,
crossed.
man, and
Come
then we had
on.
one we're laughing about like there's a crip that got shot in the spine, so he's like severely disabled, and they all help him out of the wheelchair and like help him rape the fuck pig. They're like, oh man, hold his
crying.
dick hard for
Yeah.
me. They're like, we can do this together.
They
It's
tie
like
his
letting
dick
a
up with
retarded
twine.
kid score
Yeah.
a touchdown at football
Yeah.
Right,
practice.
but it's
Yeah.
like it's
Exactly, the
raping
manager.
this guy who did
Yeah,
open
yeah.
mics that I didn't like. Yeah, that was always such a fun fantasy.
That's a good one.
Because we would come up with different ways to be like, what's the most horrific way to abuse this guy that we just sort of don't like?
It would be good to not after the crippled guy rapes him. He could use him as his legs.
Yeah.
So he sits Indian style
Oh,
on his
yeah.
back while
Yeah,
he
yeah.
crawls.
Sort of like
I didn't even
And he
think about
just,
that.
You know, you
Yeah.
can have reins.
Like
too.
a
It was
horse.
just they put his leg around the guy's face and tie his legs around the back of his head, so his
Yes.
dick is just constantly down.
draped
They
over
got
his,
his throat.
No, yeah.
Like-
draped over his
Oh
nose.
my God.
just
Jesus Christ.
his dick and balls shoved down his throat.
That's
Well, he
his
has to
day.
crawl around.
That's his constant reality.
Yeah.
It's just a man's.
He doesn't get to sleep. Yeah.
Literally half a centimeter from his nose.
Man, it's so much fun to imagine that, especially if you know the guy too.
Yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's really.
Yeah, he's got a big like his body's like a sofa basically.
Yeah.
So just to be sexually abused and tattooed all day long,
Just every fold and
just
crevice.
with minor notes.
Yep.
Yeah, give me a banana pudding from the cafeteria. Thanks, Mark. Tattooed on the back of his neck.
There's no just a rusty ass fucking stick and poke because they don't have tattoo guns.
He's just completely HIV positive. Just riddled with every strain of HIV.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
like hepatitis.
Yeah,
anything you can
hepatitis.
get from a
Every
fucking-
single thing. He's just
Damn.
yeah.
Can you get
Just because he sucked at
Yeah, because
comedy.
he's annoying. Kind of annoying.
should go to
Sort of
jail.
well-meaning, but a fucking idiot. I
Yeah,
guess. Whatever, man. And
Damn.
man's a father to just a couple kids. Dude, there's a new generation. We
Yeah.
should find his kids.
Oh, his kids have got to be in their 20s now.
yeah, they're grown men.
Yeah, his
'Cause-
son's got to be 22, I guess. Because, I mean, I knew that guy when I was 17 and I hated him, and his
Right.
kids were already like 9 or something.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. At the time, you kind of wanted to make fun of his kids, but it was like,
Well, now you can. They're
Now
adult
we
men.
can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I never want to make fun of his kids.
I mean, come on. His kids are they just look like him.
Are they
look
doing
like
stand up now?
Yeah,
No,
in
no.
PG County.
No, are they?
I
No,
don't know.
dude. If you're his kids,
They're
you're
doing
you're
black
doing the
rooms.
opposite of stand up. Do you know what I mean? If
They're raping their father.
Yeah, you're raping
Yeah.
your father. Yeah, that's the opposite of stand up. It's raping.
raping your
It's-
father.
Yeah, paternal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we
rape.
had one where there's like somebody weaker
Jesus
than him that shows up in the prison or whatever, and he's like, "Here's my chance," and he tries to like sexually assault the guy to get out of being on the
with
bottom,
cancer.
and somebody like rescues the other guy, and they're like, "Why would you do that? That's fucked up," and then they rape him again. He just can't. He can never get out of. He's always at the bottom. I mean, we would get high and just
Yeah.
do scenario just for like hours.
Mm-hmm.
Just hours coming up with different ways.
I like
he
the
would
idea
be.
that it's like it's not even prison; it's jail. He's just there for it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
a
yeah.
DUI or something. He's just
Yeah.
there overnight,
Yeah.
and he just gets completely fucking turned out.
Yeah, yeah.
17 hours.
Just how long we would be thinking about that, and just because then you would have a new one you came up
Yep.
with, and it would just be so demoralizing, and then like just crying laughing.
At the prospect of him being tortured, like humanly tortured, like shit that like the Vietnamese didn't do.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like the
Just deer hunter shit. Just fucking like.
Hey, what are you guys laughing about?
Right, just like bringing him. There's like 3 vials filled with semen, and he's got a syringe, and they say you have to inject yourself with one of them, and 2 of them are HIV positive. You have to inject the semen into your bloodstream.
yeah.
Like a Russian roulette.
Choose wisely. She's like, I don't want to do it.
Guess what? They all had
Yeah.
AIDS. 2 are HIV, 1 is AIDS. Yeah, you could do a lot, man. You could fill his ass with pudding, make him eat it afterwards after he shits it out.
God, I hope he doesn't go to jail for real, man.
Just like a guy keeping a clock radio in his ass because they're like inspecting the cells. He's like, man, if I lose my motherfucking clock radio, put this in there.
Yeah. Well,
How
I
does
got my watch. I can't lose that.
Right.
Just people are like,
It's
what
just-
about my shoes? People are just putting
Like,
using his ass like a
just
locker.
at 7 a.m. they're
prison
going
cubby.
through all the cells and like everybody's standing up straight line and he's on all fours completely nude.
Yeah. An antenna is coming out of his ass.
And then it's just 7 a.m. It's like, it's Richard in the sky with the traffic report. And they're like,
Where's
what the
that
hell
coming
is that? Yeah. What is that noise? And they're like, man, shut up. Shut your little pig ass up.
I'm trying.
Yeah. Clench harder. It's just being used
The
as a,
slinky you put in my ass
Just
is
being-
keeping my hole
being
apart.
used as a Manhattan mini storage.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. That would be awesome.
Not allowed to walk.
I love that the guards are just like, yep, this is fine. Fat nude man on all
They
fours.
just don't care.
His stand-up sucks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this guy kind of ruined DJ's Landing. Used to be a fun place to hang,
They
but
had to rebrand. Yeah, I've never had someone that I have thought about getting raped for hours.
it was literally just that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I, yeah, it must have been just like thinking about the Saw movies and him in there.
Yeah.